Hi guys, welcome back to Lost in My Library. My name's Kate. Today, I am starting a vlog. It is playoff season. It is hockey time. The Stanley Cup is in full swing. We're currently in the second round of playoffs. And I decided that I'm going to do a vlog, reading the most popular hockey romance that I could find, and that would be The Deal by L. Kennedy. What I know, this is college hockey, and that's about it. That's all I know. It's enemies to lovers. I do know that. There are some trigger warnings. I did see that while looking up tropes for a different thing. So, enemies to lovers does have some trigger warnings. So I'm going into this knowing this. And I will mention the trigger warnings if I do speak upon the trigger warnings. So right now, haven't started it. But I'm excited to get into this. It's hockey. I love hockey. Love my boys. My boys aren't in the playoffs anymore. It's okay. I'm fine. But I am rooting now for the Edmonton Oilers, if you were wondering, who are currently down 2-1. It's not looking great. If you're asking me, if you want to know who I want to win for these series, okay, who I want to win. All right, number 1, Edmonton Oilers over the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Want them to beat them. Take them out. Because it's my best friend's favorite team, and I am slightly obsessed with Leon Draisaitl. I'm just saying. I love the guy. I think he's very good looking. I saw a TikTok yesterday that it was their social media street team going out and asking people how many drinks it would take for them to kiss Leon Draisaitl. One person said more than one. No, I think there might have been 2. I think one guy said 1, but one girl who was with her partner said 100 being there with her partner, and then her partner turned around and said 0, which I found really funny. But most, if not all, said 0, and I thought that was really funny because also it would take 0. Someone said, and I'm like, yes. Was that Leon Draisaitl might need a drink to kiss them, and I just started laughing at that. I was like, that's more accurate. But I thought it was funny. Anyways, I'm obsessed with Leon Draisaitl. Dallas versus Seattle. I want Seattle to win because my boys are the Minnesota Wild, who was taken out by the Dallas Stars. So I'd rather the Seattle Kraken move on. Also, they have this thing going. So I also don't like the Avalanche. I mean, okay, I like the Stars more than the Avalanche, but that's not really saying anything. Don't like the Avalanche. So the Avs were taken out by Seattle Kraken. And if they take out Dallas, they'd be avenging us. And then they would go on to hopefully play the Edmonton Oilers, who I would hope they would lose to. So, Seattle doing exactly what I want them to do currently. I would like the Leafs to win, but I see it's probably very unlikely that they're going to win. Currently, it's 3-0. They can come back. I think they're playing tonight, so I will be watching that because it'll be the first absolute shutout in this playoffs. Even the Jets won a game in the first round before they got taken out completely by Vegas. And so this is going to be the first shutout of the playoffs, if it does happen. And I saw today that Sammy, their goalie, is not going to be able to play. So that's going to be quite interesting to see if their backup goalie can take care of business. We'll see. I would like the Devils to win. Also unlikely that they're going to. I really want the Devils to win, though, because I like Jack Hughes. I like Jack Hughes. So I want the Devils to win, but it's unlikely, and the Canes are probably going to win. That's my thoughts on hockey at the moment. Yeah, that's it. I will be talking about the playoffs during this vlog of me talking about the book as well. So you're going to see me talk about hockey quite a bit in this vlog. So have some fun. Learn a little bit of hockey. We're going to learn a little bit. Hopefully I will impart something about hockey. Whether it be that, like, Leon Draisaitl is hot. He is. But if that's the only thing that you take out of this, fine. Go watch a hockey game, though. It's really fun. Not gonna lie, it's really fun. But that's it. Alright, I will check in when I have something to say. Okay. Hello, I am here for an update. Okay, so I actually really like it. It felt very annoying at first, with L. Kennedy is the name of the author. Hannah and Garrett. They were pretty annoying at first, but now it's frenemies going into friends, territory to lovers, and I like the fake dating trope, kind of, that they're going to go down. So it's been quite interesting. Not a whole lot of hockey just yet, but there's been 2 mentions of NHL teams. There's been the Bruins and there's the Blackhawks. My boys could potentially be mentioned here sometime. Because we were created in 2000. Yeah, 2000. So this was written after 2000, obviously, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it so far. Update on the playoffs. The Leafs did not play last night. I had that wrong. They're playing tonight, and the Oilers are playing tonight. So, hopefully, if all things go well, the Leafs win, Oilers win. Yay. Last night, the Kraken and Dallas played. Dallas stopped Kraken. That's not what I wanted at all. And then the Canes beat the Devils pretty badly last night, and I felt really bad for the Devils. But I'm not surprised that the Canes are winning. So, although I really hate the jerseys they wear. Like, they have a kind of cool design that looks like a hurricane. They're not wearing it. They're wearing their jerseys that just says Canes, and it's not even, like, in nice lettering. It looks like it was the original jersey they wore a long, long time ago on a shoe street, like, made it with $2 kind of deal. Sorry, I really don't like the Canes jersey. The Rangers also have a similar thing that they wore, but the Rangers at least look a little bit fancier than what the Canes are wearing. I really just hate all the Canes jerseys. I think now we just have better looking jerseys in general. Like Seattle's is my favorite. Reason why I started liking the Kraken in the first place. I loved the Kraken jerseys. I love the colors. I love the design. I love it. It's so good. That doesn't translate to the rest of the league, apparently, having great jerseys. But whatever. That's it. I will check in probably tomorrow Um, maybe tonight when finding out what the Leafs, if this is, oh my gosh, this could be their final game tonight. Ugh. After the amazing run that they had in the first round, and then and making it past the first round, and then they lose in four. Suck it. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I have an update. I am really liking this book. I love the banter between Hannah and Garrett. They're so freaking cute. I love getting to read about their ethics class and moral ethics class, because these are people I read when I was taking literary theory class, and it feels kind of similar to that, and I'm like, I recognize these people. Oh my goodness. And that was like my favorite class I took in college, so it made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside to like go back, like be sent back to that class I took in college. It was so good. I really enjoyed that class. But my teacher was a lot nicer. My teacher was very much a lot nicer than their teacher was. I remember our professor. He's like my favorite professor I ever took there. He's now running the English department, and I just was so excited when I heard about that. I was like, oh, the English department is just in very good hands. I was so excited to hear about that. But like our final exam was just, and he told us about this. He told us about this before we went into this. It was just a blank piece of paper, and it said what you had to do was you had to take what we learned in class that year from the different philosophers, their theories, and take that and apply it to life. And it can be anything. Sorry, I just saw something hockey related. But anyways, that was a whole thing, and like you really couldn't fail that midterm unless you didn't take the final. Basically, was how that went. But yeah, I love their romance. I love the enemies to lovers. They're slowly, you're seeing it happen, and I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. And their hockey, and I'm like, hockey, yes. I love hockey. Oh, I need to read more hockey romances, obviously. I like the depth of their characters and seeing where they're going with it. The mysterious guy that Hannah's attracted to, the other guy, not Garrett, other guy. I'm intrigued to see what that's all about. His secrets. I'm intrigued. So, oh, I'm excited. And if you're wondering what notification just popped up talking about hockey, man, last night. Okay, so the Leafs and the Panthers played. I watched that game. It was great. Leafs won. So they're going to game 5 now. So I was just so they'll be playing Friday. Yeah, Friday. Tomorrow. I swear, if the Leafs come back. But that was the least exciting game that happened. The Oilers and the Knights. Oh my gosh. It was a bloodbath, it felt like last night. The last, 5 minutes of the game was a bloodbath. And I swear it was. There was penalties left, right, and center. Everybody was just angry with each other. Just angry. And fed up. Because the game, for the longest time, was 4-0. And then the Knights finally did score 1 goal, and only 1 goal. And they were just angry. And they were taking it out. Kane was not helping anything. He was just doing what he does, and that is making people, being physical and making people angry. That's the best thing that Kane can do. And then at the very end, Pedro, I think I saw somebody call him Pedro. This dude, I don't really care who he is. Kind of care because of what he did. But, like, he comes in and whacks Leon Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl's wrist. Draisaitl didn't do anything. He was not doing anything to provoke anybody. It was all Kane, Nurse, probably more. Draisaitl did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Other than being the amazing hockey player he is. Did nothing. And this dude comes in with his stick, whacks it hard. Draisaitl goes down, and he stays down for a little bit. And we're all like, what just happened? The whistle blows. Connor McDavid is on the ice, and Connor is angry. He's angry. I don't know if I've ever seen Connor McDavid that angry. Oh, buddy. He started a fight with this dude. And I was just like, oh my gosh. That probably scares me more than when he, like, gets the puck, rushes the net with his insane speed. That scared me more than that. Him just being angry and throwing off his gloves and ready to throw down with this guy was terrifying. He doesn't do that. That's Kane. And it's just kind of like, I understand. Kane did a cross-check. Probably. I don't know. Refs didn't call it. Wouldn't be surprised if Kane actually did it. So, erring on the side of being fair. Okay, so Kane cross-checks you on the neck, which is very vulnerable place. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't. But, like, you're taking out on somebody who hasn't done anything to you. Hasn't done anything to the other players this entire game. You're taking it out on him? And not only that, but it's Connor McDavid's best friend? Ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy. Anyways, Darnell Nurse has been suspended. Again, bloodbath. Absolute bloodbath last night. In the last, like, 5 minutes. It was scary. I think Leon's fine. He got up, skated off, just fine. I haven't heard anything about him being injured. I think he probably was in pain from it happening. I feel like at this point we would have heard he got, like, an injury to his wrist. Please, no, don't have an injury. Please, no. Because what are the Oilers going to do without Leon Draisaitl? Sorry, I really needed somewhere to vent this, and it all came out. So you're learning hockey today. Hi, hello. But, yeah, there was a lot of calls that should have been called against the Oilers last night that weren't called. I could see why they were angry, and I could see why you want to punch Kane and Nurse, to be honest. Throw Nurse in there too. Can see why you want to punch them. Don't take it out on the best player and the league's best friend. So, there you go. Because it's scary. He did nothing. Draisaitl did nothing. He's innocent, my honor. He's innocent. Anyways, I'm gonna go do something. Who's playing tonight? Canes and Doves. Canes could send the Doves home tonight. Don't want to happen. Would like to keep seeing the Devils, but that's fine. And the Kraken and the Stars are playing tonight. I think, yeah, that series is 2-2. So, no one's going home on that game tonight. So, probably we'll watch the Canes and Devils game. It's a strong maybe on the Kraken and Stars game. So, alright, I'll check in when I have something else to say. Maybe it'll be a bloodbath tonight. Who knows? Who knows? At this point, it's kind of terrifying. Alright, see you. Alright, so, update. Several updates. I am really, really enjoying the deal. I will be continuing this series. Definitely. It's very cute. I was nervous about the idea of Hannah being like, fix me, because I was just like, oh gosh, like, girl, you're not broken. You're not broken because of what happened to you. You're not broken. Trauma is just like, it's different for everybody, and I hate the idea of like your partner needing to fix you and like putting that pressure on your partner to fix you. I was very worried about where that was going, but I think how Elle Kennedy ended up handling that situation was very good, and like, just, we're doing baby steps. It's not like we're trying to fix the problem right away. It's just kind of like both people are very comfortable with what's happening, and only doing what's comfortable for both parties. And I think Elle actually ended up handling that situation very well. A new thing has come up that I was not expecting, but I think there was some hints to it very early on. It just kind of jumped up out of the blue. He mentions it, that he's dealing with his own trauma, Garrett, in the form of his father, but there's not as much hockey. This is a very, very cute romance. There's not a ton of hockey. There's a lot of hockey mentions. I think that's mainly because Hannah hasn't seen hockey game. So, he finally invited her to go see a hockey game. One of his hockey games. I think it's, I'm so excited to, like, finally, like, get a little bit of more of hockey. So, it's very cute. I see why everybody talks about this series and why it's the biggest hockey romance out there. But speaking of hockey, things have happened since I last updated. I think my last update, was definitely Wednesday, because I updated right after the Oilers game on Wednesday. Okay, things have happened since then. No, I updated Thursday. Because I remember Nurse. Okay, so Nurse got suspended, and then Pedro, who did a slice on Leon Draisaitl's wrist, also ended up getting a suspension for a game. Jay Woodcroft ended up paying a fine for inciting a fight. I don't know. Whatever. It's not the worst thing in the world. So they both got suspensions for one game. Even though Pedro's was a lot worse than what Nurse did. Yes, Nurse did fight and caused a ruckus, and it's Nurse. Pedro did something worse, in my personal opinion. And yes, they've been slashing. It's been Kane. Kane does a lot of things. Kane, actually, Friday night, didn't do anything. He just was very chill. That was very weird to watch a whole Oilers playoff game with Kane being very chill, and as my friend likes to put it, the Oilers Fight Club, which is Kane, Nurse, Bullberry, Clem Costin. I just mashed his name. Clem Costin and Vinny. Those are the Oilers Fight Club, and then Connor McDavid kind of joined. He kind of was accepted in this when he went after Pedro in Wednesday night's game. Anyways, they ended up losing Friday. So tonight they have to win, or this is going to be their last game. So I don't want them to lose tonight. I would love for them to go to Game 7. Other things that happen. Dallas and Kraken are going to Game 7. I still really want Kraken to win, so hopefully they'll win. They won last night 6-2. I think it ended up being. So, or 6-3. Might have been 6-3. It's 6-something. I think it was 6-3. Because I thought for the longest time they only had 4 goals. And, the captioning for the TV covered the Kraken's goal number. For the longest time, I thought it was a 1-goal game. And then I looked at the app. I was like, oh, no, Dallas are losing. They're going to lose this game. There's no way they're coming back. So I got really happy and excited. So, there's that. So, Dallas, Kraken. Nothing's too exciting. Other than, Kraken won last night. And they need to win. I would love for them to win Game 7. Canes and Devils. Their last game was Thursday. It was sad. It was depressing, actually, because, so one of the Jersey Devils, they went into overtime. They were up for a good part of the game. I was like, okay, they're probably going to move on. They're probably going to move to Game 6. That's cool. No. So, Canes came out, tied the game. They went into overtime. One of the Jersey Devils, can't remember who it was. It wasn't Jack Hughes. It wasn't Luke Hughes. Don't think it was Nico. I don't remember who it was. The puck went over the glass. And if you don't know hockey, the puck goes over the glass, you get a 2-minute penalty for delay of game. So, the Canes were on the power play, and they ended up scoring on the power play. Sad and depressing. And they weren't at home, so they didn't get to say goodbye to fans. They're a big crowd of Devils fans. It was sad and depressing. So, then the Leafs and the Panthers played, and the Leafs had a maybe goal. Ended up being no goal, which was the dumbest thing. So, the thing they always say in hockey is play to the whistle. But what if the freaking ref never blows the whistle and everybody stops the game because somebody is celebrating that they had a goal? What do you do? And apparently, the rule is play to the intention that the referee's going to blow the whistle. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. He never blew the whistle. So, where, you could just say, you can say that for any goal. To be honest, you can say that for any goal. And say no goal. It's such a stupid rule. It's such a stupid rule. And they ended up going into overtime. And they ended up losing in overtime because, again, they didn't call any penalties where there should have been a penalty. Oh my gosh. That last game was such bullcrap for the Leafs. And they were at home. Is the worst part. Is their own referees who was just calling bullcrap. On the no goal. On no penalties. It was just that no goal. That no goal. Penalty thing, fine, whatever. It's the no goal. That no goal thing was such a stupid thing. And it clearly went over the line when you saw the video. Whatever. It's dumb. It's over. Sorry, Leafs. Yeah, that was the Leafs' last game. So, that was such a stupid way to end their series. Yeah. So, we've got the Oilers playing the Knights tonight. And that's it. So, it's Mother's Day. My mom is currently at the lake with my father. And that's it. So, I don't know. Hockey. I don't know. That's it. That's my update. I'm actually getting closer to the end of this book. So, I don't know how much more updates there's going to be. But I will check in when I have something else to say. Or if I want to complain some more about hockey. This vlog has just mainly been me complaining about hockey, playoff hockey. So, alright. Bye, guys. Well, let's talk about the book first. Then we'll talk about what's happening. Okay. Book. I am still really enjoying it. We are actually seeing, Garrett's dad for the first time. And yikes. He's just an awful person. Oh my gosh. He's just awful. He's just the worst. We already knew he was the worst. But, like, seeing him is the worst. And how did Garrett turn out okay? Like, reasonably okay. Who knows? But, Wow. And then Hannah gets messed up. Cass, who was doing the winter showcase with her, decided he was going to go solo and do solo with the person who's doing the music composition for their thing. And thankfully, the advisors aren't stupid and are still allowing Hannah to perform one of her songs. So, there's that, at least. At least some people aren't incompetent. And aren't like, well, you just got screwed. So, good luck next semester. Thankfully, it's not like that. I hope Cass gets his comeuppance. I hope everybody who is awful in this book get their comeuppance. So that includes Cass. That includes Mr. Graham. And Mammy, I feel that Mary Jane is somebody who is getting manipulated into doing this. I feel bad that she's going to suffer the consequences of what's going to happen when Cass gets his comeuppance. I feel bad for that. I really do. But it's just really bad. It's just really bad. And she's doing it because she thinks he loves him. Clearly he doesn't. Clearly he's a narcissist who loves nobody except himself. So, anyways, don't know why she's just being manipulated, and I feel bad that she's going to also suffer consequences because of Cass being awful human being. But yeah, that's the book so far. I'm really enjoying it. I actually just bought the second book, so I will be definitely reading the second book. And now I'm looking at more hockey romance. More hockey romances, because I just want more hockey. Okay, let's talk about hockey. Actual hockey. I discovered that Book Talk is absolutely in love with the Seattle Kraken. I like the Seattle Kraken. I've liked the Seattle Kraken since early. I mean, like, they haven't been my favorite. I just really, really like the Seattle Kraken's jerseys. I think they're really cool, and they've got some funny traditions. I've really liked the Kraken. They're not my main people. They've moved up to second place, but there's a lot of teams in second place. Let me tell you, there's a lot. There's one team, number 1, that's the Minnesota Wild. And then number 2 is 5 different teams. I like the Kraken, but I figured out Book Talk is very thirsty for the Seattle Kraken. And as someone who, yes, I have found several hockey players very gorgeous. Very, very gorgeous. They're very good looking men. I've not really thirsted. That's such a weird thing. I've just been like, ooh, they are good to look at. Not gonna lie. I have several, but anyways, I don't think they've really discovered everybody. Since they've really focused on the Kraken. And okay, fair. They have very good looking guys on their team too. Everybody does. Every single team does. So, anyways, Oilers. Okay, Oilers, who are one of the 5 teams that are second favorite teams. They lost last night, taking them out of the playoffs. So, where does that leave me? Me and my friend Madison had a discussion about this, because Madison's favorite team is the Oilers, and we were rooting for the Oilers. Now they're gone, and we're like, okay, who are we gonna root for? We need to choose somebody to root for. And she put up the suggestion, because we are obsessed with their goalie, and we have an inside joke that I'm just not going to mention what the inside joke is, because I don't think it's funny if you just don't have the background of it all. I don't think it's funny. But we have an inside joke with Matthew Tkachuk, and about Matthew Tkachuk. And we are obsessed with Sergei Bobrovsky, who's the goaltender of the Florida Panthers. I think it would be very funny. They took out the Bruins, who had a record-breaking season. Took out the Leafs, who have never made it past the first round until this year, in the past 20 years. And then they finally make it past the first round, and then lose to the Panthers. And then the Canes are currently on a run of they're just really doing well in the playoffs. Probably doing the best in the playoffs. And it'd be really funny if the Panthers took out the Canes. I just think it'd be funny. And I want the Kraken to be... So tonight, the Kraken and Dallas are playing. The Stars are playing. I would love the Kraken to win. If the Kraken don't win, I would rather the Knights win. because I just think the Knights are a better team. If the Kraken do win, I want the Kraken to go to finals. My final two at the moment are the Kraken and Panthers. That's who I want in the finals. What's more realistic is the Knights and the Canes. And if it came to that, I'd rather the Canes win. Thank you very much. That's my personal opinion. I just... That's it. I don't have anything else to say. I probably won't be watching as much hockey this week because I was really invested in the Panthers and Leafs games, the Oilers and Golden Knights games. I like Jack Hughes. That's kind of it. I like Jack Hughes. So the only team I'm really, really invested in now is the Panthers. And I just probably won't be watching as much hockey this week. I'll be following it and seeing what's happening, but probably won't be watching a lot of hockey. So, we are getting to the end of the season, and then I have to wait till October. I think preseason game starts in September, though, so hopefully we'll have a few preseason games in September, so it doesn't feel so far away. It just feels very far away. But that's it. I think I will catch you. I'm sounding like I'm ending the video. I'm not ending the video. The book's not done. I'm not done with the book. So I will be back with another update. I'll see you. I have finished the book. I really, really enjoyed it. I actually gave it 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book. It's the ending, the close to the ending just had me crying and frustration. And then they finally got back together and everything was okay and I was so happy. I will definitely be continuing with this series. I'm already trying to decide whether or not I'm going to binge the series or there's another series that my best friend Madison, who has been on my channel before, is reading called, I don't know what the series is called. The first book's called Winging It. The second book is called, I can't remember what the second book's called. But I believe they're male hockey romances. She's been talking to me about the second book, and I'm like, I want to read it now. But she's like, you need to read the first book first, probably, and then read the second book. So, there's that. I think I'm trying to decide if I want to just absolutely binge the off-campus series or read that series. Start reading that series. I can't decide. I had this wild idea of like doing a hockey romance book club. I don't know if anybody would be interested. You book talk influencers who like fell in love with hockey and the Seattle Kraken during this year, discovering that yes, there's some very, very good looking hockey players out there. You're just now discovering it. Hello. But if you would like to learn more about hockey, I'm here. I watch hockey quite a bit. I have watched hockey before all of this book talk explosion happened. I started watching it in November of this year, and watch hockey pretty regularly now. So if you would like to talk about hockey, if you would like to have a book club where we read hockey romances, because I think it's the summer of hockey, because it's gonna be another 5 months before my boys play again. Tear. It's gonna be like at the earliest late September before I see them again. Or my side guys, as I call them. Or side guys. The Edmonton Oilers. So, hockey news. I mean, I can't remember if I think I filmed the last one before the Kraken and Dallas game. Dallas ended up winning, and I was really sad, but it's okay. Because that just means I don't have really a team I want to win going into this. I kind of do. I'm going to say, because I don't think the playoffs want me to be happy. I'm just saying. I don't think the playoffs want me to be happy. So, I am choosing to say I am rooting for the Canes. Reverse psychology. Right? That works, right? I'm choosing to say I'm rooting for the Canes. I'm sorry for Canes fans. Reverse psychology. But anyways, I just don't think the playoffs want me to be happy. I have, anyways, but in non-playoff hockey news, the Arizona Coyotes, so they don't have an arena to themselves. They share their arena. I can't remember who they share their arena with. But they share an arena, and they had proposed, and they put it up to vote with the residents of Tempe, Arizona. Would they want them to build an arena in Tempe for the Arizona Coyotes? And they voted no. So, in other news, the Coyotes might be being moved. And a lot of people are saying Quebec. And I get you. I get it. It's probably a huge market for it. The thing is, East Coast really doesn't need another team. Just saying. It's going to throw off the numbers of how the division works. There's 8 teams in every single division. And if one of them moves to a division that already has 8 teams, that's going to throw everything off. And they already, in the last, few years, redid how the divisions work. Changed up the divisions and everything. So, also, the Central Division, which is where Arizona Coyotes are in, is the biggest of the 4 divisions. We take up, half the United States and Canada. And it's just we're going to move team, even though we have the biggest landmass, we're moving it east, which has half the league, but a third of the landmass. Anyways, I don't know. I think Houston is probably the biggest one coming out that it's probably going to go to, more likely going to go to, unless they do move it to Quebec and then move, probably not Detroit. I agree that probably Detroit's not going to be moved. It's an original 6 team. So it's probably going to be Columbus that's going to get moved. So, there's that. If it does move to Quebec. And then, I don't know. But there's also Salt Lake City. A lot of people are saying that Salt Lake City. Could see that. My personal one that I thought was good was Milwaukee. Somebody suggested Milwaukee, and I was like, ooh, that'd be nice. My personal stupid suggestion, actually I have 2 stupid suggestions. Not gonna happen. I don't think either of these are going to happen. But Twin Cities, Twin Teams. It's the state of hockey, and we only have one team. It's the state of hockey, and yet we only have one team. I love the one team we have. It's okay. Twin Cities, Twin Teams, hockey, NHL. And then I also suggested or thought I live fairly close to a city where the closest cities to the closest NHL teams are 4 hours away to me. There's 2 of them. But I do live like an hour-ish from a city that has an NBA team. Doesn't have an NHL team, it has an NBA team. I'm like, NHL, how about you put, and I do look, the arena the NBA team plays in has the capabilities of hosting ice hockey. NHL, listen. Put an NHL team there. Please. I would be there like every Saturday night I could. And I would be there for every time they played my Minnesota boys. I'd be there for every time they played the Edmonton Oilers there. I'd be there for like the teams that I like probably would be there. Most definitely if it was like a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday game, I would be there. But for sure, I would be there for every Minnesota Wild game that played there. Be there for every Edmonton Oilers game that was played there. So, like, please. I'm just kidding. Probably not going to happen. They're probably not going to put it there. But I would appreciate it if they did. They're just not going to. But that has been the vlog. I thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you think a hockey romance book club, something you might be interested in. I thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye. Go be a good capture today. Do something kind for someone, even though that is for yourself, because self-care is important. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.